Yeah, now we continue with the 2013 GCE questions, and the next one is number 17. Two particles P and Q move with velocities 3i plus 4j meters per second and 6i minus 2j meters per second respectively. Find the velocity in meters per second of P relative to Q. Okay, let me sketch that. Let's just sketch it here. This is the vertical axis and this is the horizontal axis. So the first one is 3i plus 4j. This is the origin. This is 3i plus 4j. That's going to look like this. Let's have a beautiful arrow there. This is P, and that is 3i plus 4j. Now the second one is 6i minus 2j. That's OQ. OQ is 6i minus 2j. 6i minus 2j. OQ is 6i minus 2j, and that's it. This is Q. Let me write that well. Q, and that's 6i minus 2j. Now, the question says find the velocity in meters per second of P relative to Q. Let me just do this. The velocity of P relative to Q. This is PQ. This is PQ. This is PQ. And PQ is the same as PO plus OQ. PQ is PO plus OQ. PQ equals PO plus OQ. And I know that PO is the same as minus OP. So that simply means minus OP plus OQ. And that's equal to minus into bracket. What's OP? 3i plus 4j. That's minus into bracket 3i plus 4j plus OQ, which is 6i minus 2j. 6i minus 2j. 6i minus 2j. Let me just write that well. 6i minus 2j. And that's equal to minus 3i minus 4j plus 6i minus 2j. And that's equal to minus 3i plus 6i is 3i. And minus 4j minus 2j is minus 6j. So the velocity of P relative to Q is minus 3i, is 3i minus 6j. Amazing how you tend to make funny, to make mistakes at times. That's why you really have to be careful. Now let's go to the next. The next one is, and the correct option to number 17, by the way, is C, 3i minus 6j. Now to number 18, find the probability that in 5 tosses of an unbiased die, a 6 will be obtained twice. Let's go. The probability of obtaining a 6 is 1 over 6. That means the probability of not obtaining a 6, which is 1 minus 1 over 6, is 5 over 6. So n is the number of trials, that's 5. Now the probability that a 6 will be obtained twice is P, or that means Px equals R, which is equal to 5c, that P will be 6 will be obtained twice, R is 2. So that's 5c2 times P raised to power R. Let me write it under it. I think that'll be clearer. That's equal to Px equals 2 will be 5c2 P raised to power, P is 1 over 6 raised to power R, which is 2, times Q, which is 5 over 6 raised to power 3. The power of Q is always n minus R. So, and this is the same as what is 5c2? Let's check that. What's 5c2? 5c2 is 10. That's 10 times the square of 1 over 6 is 1 over, let me just say 1 over 6 raised to power 2 times 5 raised to power 3 is 125. And let me write 6 raised to power 3 as 6 raised to power 3. And this is the same as, of course, this is 10. That's the same as 1,250 divided by what's 6 raised to power 2 times 6 raised to power 3 is 6 raised to power 5. And that's 7,776. So let's divide 1,250 divided by 7,776. And that's the same as 0.16, 0.1608. And let's see which of the options matches that. And okay, the best option is 0.1608. Okay, that's option, the correct option is A, 0.160. We go straight to the next, which is number 19. If given that given that dy dx is equal to 6x squared minus 2x, and y equals 5 when y equals 5 when x equals 2. Find the expression for y. If we have the derivative of y, how do we get y? We just integrate the derivative of y. That means y is equal to the integral of 6x squared minus 2x with respect to x, and that's equal to 6x cubed divided by 6x cubed over 3 minus 2x squared over 2 plus c, where of course c is a constant of integration, and that simply means y equals 2x cubed minus x squared plus c. Now we need to find c. How do we find c? We put y equals 5 and x equals, what is x again? We put y equals 5 and x equals 2. Yeah, y equals 5 and x equals 2. So there we go. That simply means 5 equals 2 times 2 raised to the power 3 minus 2 raised to the power 2 plus c, which means 5 equals 2 raised to the power 3 is 8 times 2, 16, minus 2 raised to the power 2 is 4 plus c, which simply means 15 minus 16 plus 4 equals c. That's correct. 15 minus 16 is minus 11, minus 15 minus, no, that's not 15, that's 5. Oh no, that should be 5 minus 16 plus 4 equals c. 5 minus 16 is minus 11 plus 4 is minus 7. That means c equals minus 7. And that therefore means y is 2x cubed minus x squared plus c. And now that's going to be the same as 2x cubed minus x squared minus plus c will mean plus minus 7, which is same as minus 7. And the correct option is actually the first option, and that's A, 2x cubed minus x squared minus 7. Now we go straight to the next, which is number 21. What does that say? Number 21. Find, okay, given that r equals xi plus 2j and s equals 2i minus 4j. I want to write my j well. Find the value of x for which r and s are perpendicular. If r and s are perpendicular, that means the angle between them is 90 degrees. And we know that r dot s is given by the product of the magnitudes of r and s and the cosine of the angle between them. The angle between them, if they are perpendicular, is 90 degrees. So r dot s equals magnitude of r times magnitude of s times the cosine of the angle between them, which is cos 90 degrees. And we know that cos 90 is 0, so that means the whole of this is 0. R dot magnitude of r times magnitude of s times 0 is 0, which means r dot s equals 0. And what is r dot s? That simply means x times 2 plus 2 times minus 4. So that's what I'm going to do, which means x times 2 plus 2 times minus 4 equals 0. That's a dot product of r and s. And that simply means 2x, 2 times minus 4 is minus 8. Yeah, plus minus 8 means minus 8 equals 0. And that simply means 2x equals 8, which means x is equal to 4. And the correct option is D. We go straight to the next, which is number 23. Number 23, given that sine theta is equal to 0.4384, where theta is between 0 and 180 degrees. That means theta is going to be in the first and second quadrants. First of all, let's find theta in the first quadrant. That's going to be the sine inverse of 0.4384. What's that? Let's check that. Sine inverse of 0.4384. 0.4384. How that's correct? And that's approximately 26 degrees. Now, if that's it in the first quadrant, in the second quadrant, theta is going to be equal to 180 minus 26, and that's 154 degrees. How that's correct? So theta equals 26 degrees and 154 degrees. And the correct option is B. Now to the next one, which is number 24. What does that say? If points minus 1, t minus 1, t minus 3, and t minus 6, 3 are collinear, find the values of t. Let the points be a, b, and c. A is minus 1, t minus 1, and b is t minus 3, while c is t minus 6, 3. Find, okay, if those points are collinear, find the values of t. If the points are collinear, that means the gradient of AB must be equal to the gradient of BC. So let me find the gradient of AB first of all. Gradient AB, let gradient AB be M1. M1 is going to be T2 minus Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. And that simply means T minus 3 minus into bracket T minus 1 all over x2 minus x1, which is t minus minus 1, t minus minus 1. And this is the same as t minus 3 minus t plus 1 over t plus 1, which is equal to t minus c is 0, minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. That's minus 2 over t plus 1. That's m1. Now let the gradient of BC be m2. So that simply means we're finding the gradient of BC. That's m2. Let me make that m2. M2 equals y2 minus y1, which is 3 minus t minus 3. That's 3 minus t minus 3 over x2 minus x1, which is x2 minus x1. That's t minus 6 minus t. That's t minus 6 minus t. You have to be very careful here. X2 minus x1 is t minus 6 minus t. And that's correct. So that simply means 3 minus t plus 3 over t minus t is 0 over minus 6. And that means m2 is equal to t plus 3 6. Sorry, 3 plus. This is 3 plus 3 6 minus t over minus 6. Yeah, so if the points A, B, and C are collinear, M1 is equal to M2. That simply means minus 2 over T plus 1 is the same as 6 minus T over minus 6. Minus 2 over T plus 1 is the same as 6 minus T over minus 6. Now we can cross multiply to have T plus 1 times 6 minus T equals 12 minus 2 times minus 6. Minus 2 times minus 6 is 12. Where do we go from here? We can expand this to have 6t minus t squared plus 6 minus t equals 12. And that simply means, what do I do now? Okay, I'm moving, let me do this. Let me write the 12 here, equals 12. Yeah, now I'm moving everything on the left hand side to the right hand side. And that's going to mean 12 minus 6t plus t squared minus 6 plus t, that's taking up a lot of space, equals 0. If I move the whole of this to the right hand side, that's going to mean 12 minus 6t plus t squared minus 6 plus t equals 0. And that simply means t squared minus 6t plus t, of course this is t, minus 6t plus t is minus 5t. T squared minus 5t, 12 minus 6 is 6 equals 0. I will solve this quadratic equation. I can solve it by the factorization method, and that simply means t squared minus 3t minus 2t plus 6 equals 0, which simply means t into bracket t minus 3 minus 2 into bracket t minus 3 equals 0. And that simply means t minus 2 times t minus 3 equals 0. And this simply means t equals 2 or t equals 2 or t equals 3. So the values of t are, what's that? Let's see. The values of t are 2 and 3. And that's it, very, very simply. The correct option is D. We go straight to number 25. Find the coefficient of x raised to the power 4 in the expansion of 1 minus 2x raised to the power 7. What's the coefficient of x raised to the power 4 when we do that? Let's write the terms. The first term is 7c0, 1 raised to the power 7 times minus 2x raised to the power 0, plus the second term is 7c1 times 1 raised to the power 6 times minus 2x raised to the power 1. The third term is 7c2 times 1 raised to the power 5 times minus 2x raised to the power 2. We are finding the coefficient of the x raised to the power 4, the coefficient of x raised to the power 4, plus that will be 7c3. Let me check again. 7c0, 7c1, 7c2, 7c3 times 1 raised to the power 4 times, this is 4, minus 2x raised to the power 3. And the next one is 7c4 times 1 raised to the power 3. The power of 1 keeps decreasing across the expansion, and that of minus 2x keeps increasing. Times 1 raised to the power 3 times minus 2x raised to the power 4, and this is the term we need. It's the one that contains x raised to the power 4. So I can just write this to show that there are still a few more. Now that means 7c4 times 1 raised to the power 3 times minus 2x raised to the power 4 is equal to, what's 7c4? Let's check that. 7c4, that's 35 times 1 raised to the power 3 is 1 times minus 2 raised to the power 4 is 16, and x, the fourth power of x is x raised to the power 4, and that's equal to, what's 35 times 16, and that's 560. So that's equal to 560 x raised to the power 4. So the coefficient of x raised to the power 4 is 560, and the correct option is D. Let's take a breather and then come back for, okay, before I take a breather, let me do this one. Let me do number 26 before we run away. Number 26 says k over x plus 3 equals n over, no, k over x plus 3 plus n over x minus 4 is the same as, is equal to 25 minus x over x squared minus x minus 12. 25 minus x over x squared minus x minus 12. Okay, what this simply means is this denominator x squared minus x minus 12 is the same as the product of x plus 3 and x minus 4. So how do we find k and n? Okay, so I can just do, if I add these two fractions, the LCM will be, let's do that, the LCM will be the product x plus 3 times x minus 4, and that will be k into brackets x minus 4 plus n into brackets, let me make this a little longer, plus n into brackets x plus 3, and that will be equal to, that's equal to 25 minus x over x squared minus x minus 12. Now the denominators are the same. This is the same as this. So that means the equivalent, sorry, the numerators will also be equivalent. In other words, k times x minus 4 plus n into brackets x plus 3, let me write my x well, will be equal to 25 minus x. Now what do? I want to put x equals 4. If I put x equals 4, that simply means k into bracket 4 minus 4 plus n into bracket 4 plus 3 is equal to 25 minus 4. Of course, this will be 0, and I'll be left with 7n, 4 plus 3 is 7, times n is 7n, equals 21. And that simply means n equals 3. Now, how do I find k? If I want to find k, I'll put x equals, I want to put x equals minus 3 in this equation to find k. If I put x equals minus 3 in that equation, what do I have? I'm going to have k into brackets. Let me even bring that equation out before putting x equals minus 3, so that we can see exactly what we are doing. Let me put the equation here. Let me write it here. Now I'm putting x equals minus 3. So that means k into brackets minus 3 minus 4 plus n into brackets minus 3 plus 3 is equal to 25 minus 3. And that means this will be 0, and I'll be left with minus 7k minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7 times k is minus 7k. Of course, this is a plus, don't be confused. Equals 25 plus 3, which simply means minus 7k equals 28. That's 28, and that simply means when you divide both sides by minus 7, k will be equal to minus 4. And the question says find the value of k plus n. That simply means k plus n equals minus 4. What did I get? What's n? N is 3. That means k plus n is minus 4 plus 3, which is minus 1. And the correct option is C. That's minus 1. All right, that's where we slam the brakes for now. We'll come back in a few for the rest. Thank you very much, and God bless. Bye-bye.